world that we covet. Check these current events like why do we...
Did I ever tell you about my brother down in Florida? I think so. Spencer, right? Yeah, Spencer. He's a real piece of shit. Okay, so let's start the show in 3, 2... Seriously, fuck you, Spencer. Take it away, guys.
Good evening, Centerville. That's Jim, I'm Russ, and we're glad you're with us.
Darn right you are, Russ. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We're going to jump right into our first story, which takes us to Anchorage, Alaska, where Shannon Stevens and her brother Eric's day in the wilderness turned to an unbearable night of suspense.
Does this story involve a bear?
How'd you know?
Call it a hunch.
Well, Nostradamus, you're correct. Upon arrival to their campsite, Shannon paid a visit to the latrine. Unbeknownst to her, a bear had settled into the empty outhouse to catch a much-needed nap. When she sat down to relieve herself, she was bitten on her bare behind by the startled bear.
Are you going to keep making bear puns throughout the whole story?
Eric rushed to his sister's aid and examined the wound, which was thankfully minor. In fact, they told the Associated Press that they initially thought she was attacked by a squirrel or another small creature. So, and this bears repeating, her injuries were minimal and did not require medical attention.
It's embarrassing. Fucking, I swear to God.
Of course, I can't help but think that having her brother inspect her freshly slashed behind must have been embarrassing. Eric took a peek in the outhouse only to discover a likely pissed on and rightfully pissed off bear staring back at him. They retreated to the campsite as quickly as they could to avoid any further wrath from the bear. I can only imagine the suspense must have been unbearable.
You already said that one.
Well, thankfully, they survived the night and made it back to safety in the morning. Eric now says he'll remember to bring bear spray to defend himself in case of future bear encounters. Of course, as an American citizen, he has to...
Don't you dare! God damn it! Don't even fucking say it!
What? He has to avoid unnecessarily high and exploitative medical bills by being prepared for any potential catastrophe in the wilderness. After all, an ounce of prevention is more valuable than a pound of bankruptcy fees.
I saw that going differently. I'm sorry.
Nah, it's fine. No worries. He's just got to be prepared, you know. After all, that bear also has a constitutional right to bear arms.
I hate you.
You know, I had a girlfriend once that had a bear. Jesus, really? No, not a bear. Chlamydia. That's what she had, yeah.
Say, Jim, did you know porn used to be on paper and didn't move?
I had a girlfriend like that once. Until the FBI found out.
It's true. Before the internet, porn was in magazines. You'd find it plastered on garage walls, under young men's mattresses, and even in space.
Huh. Now, I know they tried to put everything on that gold space record, but I didn't think it included meat drapes.
Good guess. But no, I'm talking about the crew of the mostly forgotten Apollo 12 moon mission.
Oh, you mean the one staffed by Commander Charles Conrad Jr., Command Module Pilot Richard F. Gordon, Lunar Module Pilot Alan L. Bean, that was famously struck by lightning during its launch? What? I forgot my phone and it was on the back of a shampoo bottle.
What kind of shampoo do you use?
The naughty images were actually in the task books strapped to the astronauts' forearms, the general use of which was to help keep the astronauts on schedule as their walk times were limited.
It turns out the crew didn't actually know anything about the images and didn't realize they were there until on the moon's surface.
Yep, it was actually an understudy, Dave Scott, the backup commander for Apollo 12, who was responsible for keeping the task instructions on each page. He included nudie photos on every other page with cute taglines like, "Survey her activity," written underneath.
Bean later was quoted saying, "I flipped the page over and there she was. I hopped over to where Pete was and showed him mine and He showed me his.
There's no official transcript of the event because the Astro Men were afraid of angering taxpayers with their space smut. But Bean went on to say, "We giggled and laughed so much that people accused us of being drunk or having space rapture."
Space is really interesting. Like, did you know when you have sex with an astronaut, they roll up in a carpet and fall into a drainage ditch off of Route 4? Well, the one I had sex with did anyway.
And now it's time for a new segment called Surprising Science with Dr. Holtz. Take it away, Doctor.
I told your technical director over the phone that I would not do this. I'm an ER doctor, for Christ's sake. I don't have time to.
You know, Doc, it sure would be a shame if some photos that may or may not show you in a baby bonnet and crotchless lederhosen were accidentally leaked onto the local access news show. Alice, how many viewers do we have again? I don't know, at least 10. 10 people, Doctor. Some of those people may even have jobs and medical insurance.
Okay, you slimy bastards. Heliocoverapacia, commonly known as the corn earworm, has a particularly interesting relationship with tomatoes.
Oh my god, there's blood everywhere. Stem the bleeding and get some gauze. We're gonna have to suture this. Where's the doctor?
Huh?
You were saying, Doctor, something about tomatoes?
Yes. Well, the caterpillars feed on the tomato plant's leaves, which of course is bad for the plant, as it inhibits its ability to produce food for itself, and may die if the damage is extensive enough.
Now it's coming out of his ass. It's like an ass volcano of blood.
The tomato plant responds to the damage by releasing what scientists call herbivore-induced plant volatiles, or HIPVs. Think of them as like a chemical call for help.
He's flatlined. Mark it.
You see, this particular HIPV from the tomato, when mixed with enough of the caterpillar's oral secretions, would attract parasitical wasps like someone was ringing a giant dinner bell.
It's the end times! The salads are fighting back! Attacking the killer tomatoes was before its time!
Yes, but now it seems that the caterpillars have a new trick up their sleeves. No chemical release, no wasps. Essentially, these caterpillars have learned how to gag the tomato from calling for help.
He's moving. He's alive. No, wait. Oh, sweet Jesus. The dead one. The dead
Wunderbar, Herr Doctor! It's not so much the parasitic wasp, it's the fact that it wants you to babysit. I like my babies like I like my marijuana. Edible.
Say, Russ, do you remember that office Christmas party when Stacy got drunk and photocopied her naughty bits on the Xerox machine?
Sure, that's the first and last time we cleaned the copier.
Well, it turns out that her blurry bits could eventually become a historical curiosity. Scientists have discovered a perfectly preserved dinosaur butthole on the fossilized remains of a Psittacosaurus in China, which was a dog-sized relative of the Triceratops.
That segue was tenuous at best.
The bunghole was so well preserved, they could determine its color, which was a dark reddish brown, and even found some fossilized feces.
You know, it's funny. Some animals have an opening for waste and another for reproduction, while others have a single gut opening that acts as both mouth and anus, being used to both eat and shit out of.
Just like politicians.
And did you know there's a type of scorpion that will lose its tail to get away from a predator in a process called autonomy?
Now, I don't see how the stingy thingy has any bountiful bootyliciousness about it.
Okay, yeah. Even though the scorpion avoids being eaten, the tail never grows back. Instead, the wound is covered over with scar tissue, effectively covering the scorpion's anus. From that point, it will never shit again. Eventually, the scorpion becomes full of
shit
and eventually explodes from an excess of excrement.
Just like politicians.
You know, all those scientists worried about buttholes, and not one of them has asked me about mine. Except that one guy. Right. Well, I don't think he was a scientist. Sure. Because he wasn't wearing no pants. Hey, look, the safety video. See, they had to put one of these out after all those babies choked on ottomans.
The Be Safe video. This award-winning short film has been...
Ah, yes, the illustrious Furniture Company Childhood Safety Video Awards, otherwise known as the We Made This Upsies.
Hi, kids. My name is Wendell.
And I'm Al.
We're a direct result of poor budgeting.
TV commercials for lazy boys.
It's like a kid's placemat from a strip mall diner came to life.
And I'm the star.
Are not.
I am too.
Oh, never mind. We've got something more important to talk about.
We're gonna talk about rabies and how we're natural carriers.
Something very important.
How to slide down a slide.
Speaking of slides, is there an earthquake? Cause that thing is shaking worse than Michael J. Fox at basically anywhere, I guess. Yeah, where's the poetry in that?
Listen carefully while I teach Al here how to slide.
It's almost a shame they'll euthanize you when they find you near a school.
I think you know the answer to this question. Who is the one person who keeps you safe?
Oh, I know! Betty White! No, it's Estelle Getty!
Nope, the girl with the red hair.
What's menopause like?
Oh, your parents do a lot to help. Are your parents with you all the time?
No.
No, it must be someone else.
Our teacher?
She would use you as a shield at the first sign of trouble.
I don't think so. It must be someone else. Who is it? Right back there.
Me?
That's right, it's you. It's up to you to protect yourselves, and there are all sorts of things that you need to remember that can help. Being safe means you're not being hurt by anything or anyone, you're not afraid, and you're not in danger.
All the things a life of meth addiction can provide you. Brought to you by the Meth Council.
Let's look at a few examples.
Look out!
Thank goodness I found you. Your mom's been in an accident and your dad told me to pick you up. I need to take you to the hospital to see her. We need to hurry. Come on.
Young girls were heavily poached in the 90s for their bangs.
Should you get into this person's car? No. Never get into a car with someone you don't know unless they know the code word that you and your parents have worked out.
Did my dad tell you the code word?
It's cat.
That's not it. That's not the code.
Okay, so the code word is creepy critters.
There's not a lot about Dad that isn't creepy. Yep, if there's anything this man knows, it's safe words.
Always ask them if they know what the code is.
Good God, Mom is just as bad. Those kids' real parents are fertilizing the backyard in a shallow grave.
What's your special code word?
Lazy boy, of course.
You violated the code word. Everything has been compromised.
Right, and never go with a stranger unless they know the code.
This next situation is kind of tricky, so watch very closely.
She's gonna break dance.
Excuse me, young man. Do you like pizza?
Well, I'm just so happy to have a slice right here.
Get it. Here's my business card. It'd be really fun, and you can make a lot of money. How about if I take
Yeah, Macaulay Culkin had to dodge a lot of creeps before he met John Hughes.
CD for your trouble? Your folks would be so proud of you when they see you on television.
On the news, being dumped out of a suitcase someone found in a sewer.
No way. If someone offers you presents, don't take them. Get away and find help.
Birthday party, bar mitzvah, baby shower, doesn't matter. Run for your life.
Remember, never accept anything from a...
Turns out this is just one long con to get them all to buy Avon from it.
And always talk things over with your parents.
So remember,
Don't take anything from someone you don't know.
Like advice from poorly animated cartoon vermin.
And yell and tell.
now here's some more important things to know.
yourself be safe.
By wearing a fully insulated hair hat like mine.
What would you do if this happened to you?
Oh my God, she's been attacked by sunflowers. Stab, drop, and roll, little girl. 90s mom jeans. What the fuck were they thinking? She's got like 5 miles of flat ass going on there.
I'm trying to find a street nearby to pick up my little girl. Could you help me?
What street is it?
It's right here on this paper, but I can't read it very well.
Nah, lady, you're on Sycamore Street. You want Elm. That's like 4 blocks over next to the crack house.
Would you get into a car to help a grown-up you don't know?
Well, that depends. What are you driving? A Kia? Nice try, degenerate. Keep walking.
With money or a gift. To help yourself be safe, never approach or get into the car of someone you don't know. Here's a good way to be safe.
If you need help, you should ask a grown-up to help you.
Ha ha! The joke's on you. I am an adult and I can't help anyone. Wait, I just made myself sad.
Help. They should ask another grown-up for help, not a kid.
Children are worthless. Almost as worthless as adults are evil.
And remember, it's okay to yell and attract attention if you don't feel safe.
What is she doing?
It's always a good idea to avoid trouble by staying with a friend or maybe a group and avoiding shortcuts through deserted areas.
Yep, saving time on trips is a huge turn-on for pedophiles.
Anyone who makes you feel unsafe.
Good advice. Grown-ups.
Are the talking raccoons still out there? I'm afraid to look out the window.
Make sure to stay with your friends. Wendell and I always stick together.
And never take shortcuts.
Right.
There are other times when you might not feel safe. Have you ever been told that your body belongs to you?
Not in so many words, no. Yeah, does it's your mess, you deal with it count?
Hurt you or touch you in a secret way. Sometimes it's hard to know what to do if this were to happen to you. Let's see how these kids help themselves be safe.
Again, what are we watching? 2 overweight community theater players trundle in with pigtails and cigarette burns.
Your friends. We can help. No, you can't. It's a secret. Please, Lisa, you can tell us.
You can tell us anything. Like how awesome the Colors of the Wind song is. Or the fact that the Burger King Kids Club has meals featuring 8 exciting toys from the movie.
He says I mustn't tell. Tell what?
Well. Tell me more.
Face.
This is the most interesting issue we've ripped off the cover to not get sued they published yet.
Come here. Who's my favorite girl?
It's me, right?
I went to Central Casting and said, give me Jack Nicholson if he only ate soup. As the 80s died out, mullets began to regress into what became known as a mullet.
Lisa, my mom says that secret touching isn't okay for kids.
In fact, that's all she'll talk about. She's telling the mailman right now.
My uncle said so. He said it's my fault.
He said Roger Ebert didn't know what he was talking about when he said Pocahontas is the best looking of the modern Disney animated features and one of the more thoughtful.
They need to know so they can help you. I don't know. He's family. It doesn't matter who it is, Lisa. It's wrong. You know, you guys are right.
We should go to see Pocahontas, playing at the Centroplex at 5, 6:30, 8, and 9:30 until Sunday.
Get some ice cream.
No, I don't want your help.
Lisa, don't cause problems.
No, I don't want your help. I don't want you near me. No more.
Also, Mom didn't know the uncle was a molester because he always stayed on her left side.
You in a secret way. No one. People who do these things may tell you that they will hurt you or people you love if you tell on them. Don't believe them. Tell your mom, dad, or trusted adult, and if the first person you tell doesn't believe you, tell someone else. Remember, keep telling until someone helps you. How are you going to help yourselves?
By wearing our pants over our navels.
Always have a partner. Know what to do in an emergency. Tell your parents or someone you trust. about anyone who tries to come after you.
And most importantly, snitches get stitches.
Remember, but I know you can do it. Now, tell me loud and all together, who can keep you safe?
Lazy boy!
We sure learned a lot today.
You learned how to be safe.
And Wendell learned how to slide.
And I learned not to take medication I find at a bus station.
Who keeps you safe.
Watch this video a lot of times so you'll always know what to do.
Watch it until you can recite it. Watch it until it's your religion. Watch it until you don't know yourself anymore. Watch it until it watches you.
The Be Safe video has been brought to you as a community service by Lazy Boy Furniture Gang.
This has settlement written all over it. Court mandated community service after one of their galleries got drunk and ran down 4 kids in a playground. West Coast Contemporary, no! Oh, they got brains all on the sconces. I think I'm gonna be sick. And that's the show. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And don't forget to wipe. Gross. Be sure to check out the description down below for our merch store where you can get cool t-shirts. Sometimes when I'm lonely, I turn off the lights and pretend my mirror is a sarcastic